the Small East team. First, let's get to the lineups. First, for the Small West team, pitcher Chance Accord from Cashin, coached by Blake Nuts. Pitcher Ty Parker from Pioneer Pleasantville, coached by David Reason. Pitcher Brian Davis from Fort Cobb, coached by Dale Belding. Catcher Kate Williams from Mulhall, Orlando, coached by Tim Hatter. Catcher Jacob Manuel from Sealing, coached by Brandon Estrada. Infielder Dalton Belcher from Calumet, coached by Cody Leeson. Infielder Tate Young from Laverne, coached by Rogan Sears. Infielder Kenny Carter from Byside, coached by Bart Watkins. Outfielder Hunter Arnold from Calumet, coached by Cody Thiessen. Outfielder Dave Varner from Crescent, coached by Sean Booth. Outfielder Lane Friedman from Canute, coached by Bobby Blackburn. First baseman Josh Petty from Shattuck, he's coached by Travis Oakley. Designated hitter Luke Kuppenbarger from Levy, he's coached by Brandon Golston. And utility player Hunter Gibson from Cashin, he's coached by Blake Muntz. Coaches for the Small West team are Blake Muntz from Cashin and Tim Hatter from Mulhall, Orlando. And now let's look at pitcher Rex Caldwell from Panama. He's coached by Chris Golaire. Pitcher Landon Donahoe from Worcester. He's coached by James Colbert. Also on the roster, but not playing today, pitcher Carson Colbert from Caddo. James Colbert is his coach. Catcher Tucker Wooten from Worcester, coached by James Colbert. Catcher Ethan Douglas from Gale by Jimmy Harris, coached by Jimmy Harris. Infielder Max Edwards from Otaha, and he's coached by Kevin Rodden. Infielder Taken Simon from Tushka is coached by Dax Simon. Infielder Grace Rowe from Morrison, he's coached by Chambers Salinas. Outfielder Kel Testerman, he is from Taha, and he's coached by Kevin Roden. Outfielder Keegan Robertson from Rattan, he's coached by Michael Clay. Also from Rattan is Logan Smith, coached by Michael Clay. First baseman Zach Mullen from Newer, he's coached by Josh Killhofer. Designated hitter Jason Forsythe from Dale, he's coached by Jimmy Harris. And lastly, utility player Devin Weller from Tupelo, he's coached by Clay Weller. The head coach of the East Team is Tushka, he's assisted by James Faulkner from Caddo and Landon Carper from Tushka. Ladies and gentlemen, your all-state teams from both sides. Let's give them a round of applause.
For more than a century, you have made St. Mary's your healthcare choice. It might be our dedication, compassion, and skill, or the personalized patient experience. Perhaps it is our award-winning, high-quality care. Whatever your reason, you trust St. Mary's will offer advanced technology and comprehensive care close to home. Learn more about our services at stmarysregional.com.
This is Game Time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief, these are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
See the other numbers? I can't.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
We're live.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back here to David Allen Memorial Ballpark. It is the final game of our triple-header today, the OBCA All-State Baseball games. I'm Todd Miller, along with Zach Friesen. The East is one of the first two. The West will try to salvage the final game, and we're ready for the first pitch of the small school contest with Hunter Arnold from Calumet leading off, and he will take the first pitch from Breck Caldwell for a strike, 0-1. Hunter Arnold, yesterday, we saw him represent Calumet High School in the OBCA All-Star basketball game at Hamilton Fieldhouse in Edmond. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hunter committed to Redlands Community College to extend his baseball career. Left-handed hitter against the right-hander. The pitch fouled off, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Tate Domi and then Dalton Belcher, the second baseman and third baseman, respectively, to follow here at the top of the first for the West All-Stars. Starting pitcher is Breck Caldwell, led Panama to the Class 2A state tournament this past year. They lost to the quarterfinals to Dale. 2-2 the count. Beautiful evening for baseball. Wind still blowing in out of the south over the right field fence. Arnold lifts that ball foul and in the air towards the third base side, net of play. So the count will hold 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes to Hunter Arnold. Nobody on, nobody out, just in a way here in the top of the first inning. Final game of 3. Bouncing ball to short, big hop for Stowe. He'll step and throw to first and just did get Arnold. Boy, he really has wheels down that first baseline, so a ground out starts the proceedings here in the nightcap. Here is Laverne Tiger, second baseman Tate Domi, D-O-M-E. Wearing the purple and gold jersey of Laverne High School over gray bottoms. Right-hander against right-hander, and in comes the pitch. Hit off the end of the bat, and a big hopper right at the first base bag. Zach Mullen will feed to Caldwell, covering the bag for the out, and there's quickly 2 down. How about the concentration that time by Zach Mullen?
Yeah, definitely not an easy play whenever it hits the bag like that, but he got a favorable bounce, and he was able to stick with it, and good job by the pitcher to cover.
3-1, the put out. Here's Dalton Belcher, the third baseman. Dalton Belcher is from Calumet, coached by Cody Thiessen. We're in the black and orange tops. Here's a righty versus righty matchup, and the pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Had two very good games up to this point in the triple-header of All-State Sunday here at David Allen. The 0-1 pitch, bouncing ball to second. Edwards plays a bell-high hop. He'll throw to first, and the inning is over. So a 1-2-3 start to this one after a half inning. No score in the Small East. Coming up next on Squirtle.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today. The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
What would you do if you only had one life to live? Well, that's kind of how this whole thing works. So bite off more than you can chew. Don't wait for someone else's green light. Go after what they say you can't. Oklahoma needs more doers, and doers don't wait. Get skilled, get paid. Oklahoma Career Tech.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and
Small East shortstop taking Snow to lead off the bottom of the first inning. No score after a half inning of play. And the first pitch is downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Chance Acord, who helped lead Cashion to their best finish in the state tournament in school history, a straight runner-up finish. Starts on the mound here in the final game of the 3. Pitch downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Ty Parker, is pitching. He is from Pioneer. He's falling behind 2-0. Next pitch is a strike, 2 balls and 1 strike. Parker working quickly. Ground ball back up the middle and into center for a leadoff single. So the Tushka Tiger taking Snow leads off the inning with the first hit. And that brings us to center fielder Cale Testerman. Cale Testerman out of 2A state champion Oktaha. Well, what a run they had. They were clearly the best team in Class 2A from start to finish. Runner held on at first as Ty Parker will go into the stretch. There goes the runner. The pitch is a strike. The throw down to second was on line, but not quite in time. That was compliments of a good jump from Tegan Snow, who swiped second. 1 ball, no strikes to Testerman. Ty Parker this past year went 8-2 for Pioneer. Earned run average of 0.77. He struck out 80 batters in 36 1/3 innings. Called strike in the outside corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. How about this? 80 strikeouts to 8 walks for Ty Parker this past season.
That'll get it done.
It will get it done. That's your numbers. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Gave up 6 runs, only 4 of which were earned, and allowed 10 hits in 36 1/3. He's going to take the junior college route, start his collegiate career up in Kansas at Cali County. Pitch fouled on a play. The count evens again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ty Parker for the Mustangs threw 6 career no-hitters, including 3 perfect games. His career record was 31-5. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big lead at second for Snow. Parker brings it home. And that one is hit foul again over the first base side. He also is going to continue his baseball career this summer in the Southern Collegiate Baseball League in North Carolina. So Ty Parker has a very, very bright future out there on the bump. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner on, nobody out, bottom of the first inning. Final game of 3 today here on Squirtle. Snow drawing all sorts of attention out there at second. Now he takes off with a swing and a miss. Testerman basically was swinging to protect Snow, but he didn't need to because Tegan had gotten a good jump. So he steals second and now third, and there's 1 out. As Parker strikes out the east center fielder. And here's the right fielder, Logan Smith. Logan Smith out of Rattan, coached by Michael Clay. Rams a fallen spring power here in the Sooner State. Takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Ty Parker, by the way, pretty good hitter, hit .383 with 36 hits his senior season, so he can do it all. 2-0 the count, but that's kind of the theme, Zach, at this level. Small school kids, they do it all. They play all the sports, and they play most of the positions.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't have not a huge athlete population to choose from, so everyone who comes out for a sport, they have to do quite a bit of everything.
2-0 pitch just misses him. It's 3 balls and no strikes. It rolled away for the catcher, but not far enough as Cade Williams pounces on it. No advancement from Snow at third. Ty Parker was coached by one of the really good guys in high school baseball, David Rison at Pioneer Pleasantville. 3-0 the count. In comes Parker's pitch. Fastball away for a strike, 3-1. You can see that Smith tossed his bat. He thought it was ball 4. And Dayton Forsythe, the on-deck hitter, had to toss him his bat back towards home plate.
Yeah, it looked like it might have flirted with just a little bit off the plate, but you never know.
3-1 the count. Parker brings it home, a swing and a miss. 3 balls, 2 strikes. No score. We're just underway here in the small all-state game. Oklahoma Baseball Coaches Association hosting the weekend festivities here in Enid. Last night, a banquet. Today, the 3 all-state games. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And a ground ball off the mound behind second base. It's gloved by Trotter. Throw to first in time. The run will score, and it's 1-0 as Logan Smith drives home the first run of the afternoon. So 2 up, or 3 up, 2 down. Here's Dayton Forsythe. Dayton, 2-sport all-stater at Dale High School. By most accounts, the state's player of the year in basketball. Played yesterday at the OBCA coaches game at Edmond. Takes a fastball away, 1 ball, no strikes. He's sought permission from Porter Mosier at Oklahoma to play in this game, and likely yesterday's as well. 2 balls, no strikes. I said this yesterday. Dayton, if he had chosen the career in baseball, would have been just as successful as he is in basketball. A swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. He would have been, in my opinion, a Division I prospect in baseball, but focused most of his attention on basketball. The 2-1 pitch, a little wide, 3 balls and 1 strike. So one of 2 Pirates in the game, the other being Ethan Douglas, who we'll see catch a little bit later on in the contest. And there's ball 4, so a 2-out walk to Forsythe, and here comes the second baseman, Maddox Edwards. Would you say that a guy like Dayton going to a program like Oklahoma probably got permission, Zach, but maybe was told we'd prefer you just be a DH?
Yeah, I'm sure that that's come into that discussion was had at some point whenever he was seeking permission. I'm guessing Porter asked him to not stress himself too terribly much today.
First pitch to Maddox Edwards upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. He's a guy that the Sooners, I think, are going to count on right away next year.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need some help. As OU fans know, they didn't get all their targets that they were going for in the portal this offseason. So definitely going to be looking for a scoring punch to come in right off the bat, and I definitely think he can provide that.
Throw back over to first. Back in is Dayton Forsyth. Maddox Edwards out of Oaktaha ahead, 1 ball, no strikes. Forsyth with a huge lead at first. Now just does get back as Parker quickly whipped it over there. 1-0. The East looking for the 3-game sweep today on top of the West here in the nightcap. Here's the 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. You can see, at least somewhat on the screen, that it's a little bit of a difficult time to hit because home plate is in the shadows. The pitcher is still in the sunlight. Here's the 2-0. Ripped into left center field for a base hit. Forsyth round second. He's headed for third. The throw comes in there, but Dayton with a head-first slide safely in the corners with 2 outs. Maddox Edwards with the second hit for the East here in this first inning.
So does that again qualify as the broadcaster jinx? You say that it's a tough time to hit, and then the next pitch, frozen rope to left center?
Anything that we say that opposite happens is a broadcast jinx. It is, though. I mean, you've hit that situation where the ball's in the sunlight until it comes right upon you.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of these guys, they don't have they haven't played in ballparks like this that have the grandstand that causes that to come into play.
Robertson, a deep drive to left, but backpedaling to Gretman. He'll make the catch to get it over. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left for the East. After 1, East leads the West to the small school all-state game. 1-0 from Enid on Squirtle.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options, lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Are you out of high school and looking for a career? At Tulsa Tech, you can explore exciting opportunities in IT, aviation, automotive, manufacturing, visual arts, and more. And Tulsa Tech offers a tuition-free scholarship for adults 18 to 23 years old. That's what I said, free. It's called the Accelerating Independent Scholarship. It's like fast-tracking into a career you love, can make money in, and a career with a future. Find out more about Tulsa Tech's Accelerating Independent Scholarship at tulsatech.edu.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news! The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
1 inning to the books. Small East leads Small West 1-0. 1 defensive change here in the second inning. Mullen no longer at first base. Wheeler has taken over. That's Davin Weller, Weller. So he is the first baseman. First pitch, bouncing ball to short. Snow has it, throws to first, and there is 1 out. So the Panama All-Stater, Breck Caldwell, has faced 4, retired 4. And all 3 have been on the infield carpet. Here's Cade Trotter, the shortstop. Cade Trotter from Visay. Right-handed batter. Right-handed pitcher. First pitch is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Bart Watkins is the head coach in Visay. Bart played collegiately at Northwestern, Oklahoma State at Alva. I remember calling his games. Here's the 1-0. Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Sooners lead Duke 4-3. They're playing at the top of the 9th inning. The Blue Devils batting in an elimination game in Norman, the 2-0. Just misses, 3 balls and no strikes. One thing you don't see in this game, Zach, that you saw in the first 2 games really is the velocity of the radar gun. Here's the 3-0 upstairs, and it's ball 4. So the first base runner can compliments of a one-out walk here in the second. And here is Ty Parker. We gave you his numbers a moment ago. Hit .383 as a senior at Pioneer.
Definitely a two-way threat up, which, like we alluded to earlier, you'd be hard-pressed to not find a guy playing in this game on the small school level that's not a two-way threat.
Outfield is Robertson in left, Testerman in center, Logan Smith in right field. It pitches on the carpet. It's going to get away from Wooten and over to second base. Goes Trotter, so a scoring opportunity on the passed ball. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. Breck Caldwell, B-R-E-K, a Panama Razorback. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball at first, but foul. That evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Lights are on here at David Allen Memorial Ballpark. They've really been on all day long because we had pretty thick clouds overhead at the start of the first game, then thin clouds during the second. The sun now bathing for the most part much of the playing surface here after 6 o'clock. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball lined into left field. That's down for a base hit. Let's see if they're going to wave around Trotter. Now they hesitate, put the stop sign up. The throw comes home, and taking second is Parker. So after facing and retiring the first 4, the last 2 have reached. Trotter by walk, and Parker it's second after a single. And here is the first baseman, Josh Bay. Josh Bay is from Shattuck, coached by Travis Oakley. His sister is Jenna Bay, who is a women's basketball player at Southern Nazarene University in Bethany. First pitch in there at the knees for a strike, 0-1 the count. Infield, outfield, pretty up, straight up. We're in the top of the second inning, one of the few times today that we've had a train come slowly in behind the ballpark. There's a ground ball, base hit, right field. That'll score at least 1. Parker's going to be waved around. Here comes the throw home. It's over the catcher's head, and Parker slides in safely. And Bay, with a 2-run single, stands at second base. So the West with a 2-1 lead, and good piece of hitting that time, Zach, by Josh Bay. He just went with the ball on the outside part of the plate and rolled it into right.
Yeah, it's been a couple good at-bats strung together so far by the Western squad. They're really putting the ball in play and just taking what the pitcher gives them.
Throw in error, called a charge to Logan Smith. That's E9, first error of the ball game. Here's Cade Williams wearing number 25. He's the starting catcher for the West. Caldwell brings it home, and the pitch is swing and a miss for a strike. 0-1 the count. That train has now stopped. It's stationary behind the left and center field fences. Usually you'll get several of those during the course of a ball game or two. No balls, 2 strikes now to Cade Williams. West leading the East 2-1 in the small school all-state game. The 0-2 pitch. Foul tipped, and he just stayed alive. Luke Puffenbarger, another one of those 2-sport all-staters at the small school level, is on deck. We saw Luke yesterday in the OBCA basketball game at Hamilton Fieldhouse in Edmond. Sooners have finished off Duke 4-3. Witherspoon comes in and closes the door of the Blue Devils. So it'll be Oklahoma and UConn at about 45 minutes at Norman. There's a rope hit foul into the third base dugout. No balls, 2 strikes. So the Sooners have to beat the Huskies tonight and then force the if necessary game tomorrow to advance out of the Norman Regional.
One of the actually had a familiar face in the 9th inning as one of the 3 straight batters retired for Duke, Wallace Clark.
0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss for a strike. Down he goes, and that has to smart for Wallace, who was at Oklahoma this time last year. I saw Duke in person 2 days ago playing UConn in the first round of that Norman Regional, took in both games of day one. I really thought that the Sooners and UConn were the two best teams that I'd seen on day one of that regional.
Well, the plays definitely back that up, as now they're the last two standing, and hopefully for the Sooner faithful, they'll have a little bit of a bounce back performance tonight.
Puffenbarger, a swing and a miss for a strike, 0-1. And speaking of backing up, the train now backing up beyond the outfield fence here at David Allen Memorial Ballpark. We'll see that very often. Here's the 0-1. Down and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Being told by the boss that happens all the time in Enid. You're right. I'm not here very often. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1 West. Next pitch, down and in, 2-1 the count. Cade Varner would be the on-deck hitter. We're in the top of the second inning. West has been the visiting team at all 3 games this weekend. There's the pitch. Called strike. Zach, do you ever go to the banquet that they host on Friday night? Don't they hit out some awards?
I have never been.
Don't you know somebody that could get you into the banquet?
He might be able to.
If he didn't have to pay for a ticket, right?
Nah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. In tight. So Brett Caldwell has worked himself into a mess here in the second inning. Got the leadoff batter, walked, single, then a strikeout, 2 in, runner at second, 2 out. Now a payoff pitch upcoming to Puffenbarger. Here it is. Inside. And it gets away for the catcher, so over to third base on a pass ball goes Josh Bay. Second walk of the inning given up by Brett Caldwell. Here's Cade Varner. Cade Varner from Crescent. His head coach is Sean Booth. Crescent had a pretty good year athletically. Really successful fall season on the football field. Runners at first and third. 2 outs here in the second. Caldwell checking the runner, brings it home. Runner is off from first. The throw down to second is on line, and the tag is in time. What a terrific play by the shortstop, Tegan Snow. He almost did a cartwheel, Zach, trying to haul that throw in, and while he was tumbling, he applied the tag to the runner, Luke Puffenbarger, for out number 3.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play out there. The throw was actually a really good throw, but it just put him right into the base path, so he didn't really have a lot of time to react, and like you said, he just kind of sent him tumbling across the ground. It's a great job holding on to the ball, though.
2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left. We played 1.5 in the finale, 2-1 West over the East here on Squirtle.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Bottom of the second, Morrison Wildcat third baseman Briggs Rowe will lead off. Second inning of work for Ty Parker. We gave you his numbers in the first inning. He just carved up the opposition in Class 2A baseball this past season. The first pitch is off speed for a strike, 0-1 the count to Briggs Rowe. Rowe, a good-looking athlete, one of the best players in small school baseball in Oklahoma. Takes you down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Count now, 2 balls and 1 strike. Fastball high, 3 balls and 1 strike. Zach Mullen, the on-deck hitter. Camden's looking at me like, why did you send that? I didn't mean to send that to you. The 3-1, called a strike, 3-2 the count. I was actually Googling something and pulled your name up. You're always on my mind, big guy. Here's the 3-2. Line drive, base hit.
I'm just sitting here as the third party, wondering how concerned I should be at this conversation.
I think you're okay.
Okay.
Briggs Rowe, the leadoff single, so the tied run aboard. I went to Google something, and I pulled up Camden's number on my phone and texted him Briggs Rowe instead of using Google. Here's Zach Mullen.
You're worrying me, Todd. I'm worried how soon we're going to have to take you to a rocking chair.
It's getting close, trust me.
Having trouble operating technology.
Wow. I'm a lot closer to that rocking chair than you think and probably ever care to know. Here's the pitch upstairs. That's off of the glove of the catcher, so over to second base on a pass ball goes Rowe. Wooten remains in there as the starting catcher. Dewar has always been awfully tough in football. The Dragons had a terrific spring on the diamond. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Two and 0 the count. Being told that Dewar, one of the new additions to the Squirtle family, facing Pioneer, another Squirtle school. 2-0 pitch. Checked his swing to protect himself, and he made contact and lines it foul. So the count, 2 balls and a strike. Nothing excites Adam quite like a Squirtle versus Squirtle matchup. Two and 1 the count to first baseman Zach Mullen. Here comes Parker's pitch. And now they'll pivot towards second. Good lead out there at second by Rowe. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 84 mile an hour at the letters. Ty Parker, he will battle you to the end. And that's what he's doing right here with Zach Mullen. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Went right after him. 84 mile an hour just below the belt buckle. And now that's out number 1, strikeout number 2 for the Mustang from Pioneer Pleasantville. And here is Ethan Downs. Ethan, a Dale Pirate. Ethan Douglas, not Downs. Ethan Downs plays at OU, and there's a breaking ball on the shoulders of Douglas. And now first and second. Ethan Douglas headed for East Central to play for the Tigers next season. Here comes Tucker Wooten, the catcher. Ty Parker is on the mound. Cade Williams is the receiver for the Small West, trying to preserve a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. This game already with a lot more base runners early in the game than we've seen from the other two, as Douglas is going to be pinch run for out there at first base. It would appear that that's going to be Keegan Robertson that is going to run for Douglas at first. More than likely, Ethan will be coming in to catch in the third inning, so they'll use the opportunity to get him in the gear. Parker's first pitch, way outside, 1 ball, no strikes. 2 on, 1 out. We're in the second inning. Throw over to second. Diving back in safely is Rowe. That play actually was a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, same here. It's didn't look like it was a very quick move at all. It was just kind of a check on him move and ended up being pretty close.
He threw it right at the bag. Trotter had a chance to snap down the tag. That time the throw almost went into the outfield. Two runs, 2 hits for the Small West. 1 run, 3 hits. 1 error for the Small East. Bottom of the second inning. Another throw. Again, this one was somewhat close. Trotter sneaking around from behind. Snaps down the tag. Again, Parker deals. This is low. 2 balls, no strikes. Pretty good crowd here on hand for the finale that was scheduled to start at 6 o'clock. We were about 45 to 50 minutes behind schedule. That's not bad with 2 other games. Both runners go. The pitch is outside, so no chance. It's a double steal. And 3 balls and no strikes to Tucker Wooten.
That was kind of interesting. Trotter was practically standing on top of the bag the entire at-bat, and that still wasn't enough to hold him in place. And it was also leaving a gigantic hole out on the left side of the field.
Yeah, he picked a good pitch to run on, too.
Mm-hmm.
3-0. Downstairs, and they're loaded. So Ty Parker has hit a batter, walked 2. He struck out 1, and now he'll face the top of the lineup. Or excuse me, he'll face one more batter, Davin Weller. Number 14 will be the batter. So in this ball game, the Small East is batting 11 hitters, 1 through 11. Something that they do here at the OBCA All-State Games, allow more players to get involved in the game and get more at-bats. You don't give up a Sunday in June away from whatever activities it may be to come and watch from the bench. So they do a good job of involving as many kids and keeping the game as normal as possible. Corners are in. Here's the first pitch. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes to Weller. So all of a sudden, Ty Parker, who had pinpoint accuracy during the regular season, has really started to wobble here in the second inning. In comes the pitch. Right down Broadway for a strike, and it's 1-1. Couple of weeks from now, we'll gather in Miami, should I say, for the 8-man All-Star football game. There's the 2-1. Popped up and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's getting ready to say, if y'all are going to Miami, can I come?
You can come. You can go to Miami, too.
All right.
There is no budget. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In comes the pitch. Just outside, 2-2 the count. So Parker primarily has been upper 70s to low to mid 80s on most of his pitches so far. And now he can see steps off the rubber, recollects his thoughts. Weller a chance to do some damage here with the second, the 2-2. Swing and a foul tip. He just got a piece of it. I mean, just got a piece. Looked like he had missed completely, but you could barely hear the ping of the bat. Again, the 2-2 pitch from Ty Parker. Hit off the end of the bat, back to the mound, and he comes home. The catcher dropped the ball. Nobody was running from third, and then he fumbled it and took his left foot and stomped it on the plate. So Briggs Rowe never even moved from third base. And Ethan Douglas, or excuse me, Robertson, who's running for Douglas, was right there on the bag with him. So the bases remain loaded on a 1-2 fielder's choice.
I'm not sure if he was just trying to stand there just to cause a little confusion, see if he could cause an error, but I mean, he kind of almost did.
Tegan Snow will be the batter. He's the leadoff hitter in the lineup for the Small East squad. It was strange because Parker didn't handle it cleanly. Then the catcher, Williams, just dropped it. and then fumbled it and finally picked it up and kind of stomped his left foot on home plate. Everybody else was standing around. Hagen Snow, a single, 2 stolen bases, and a run scored. Takes downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. We'll be selecting our player of the game. I can tell you this young man right now in early consideration for his efforts defensively and already with a run scored and 2 stolen bases. Here's the 1-0. It hits the plate. Runner almost overcommitted as Robertson had made a break towards home and then had to scurry back to third. Ball didn't quite go far enough away from Williams to allow Keegan Robertson to come home. Ty Parker has now faced 6 batters in his second inning, but he's 1 out away from keeping it a 2-1 lead. In comes the pitch. Let's slow it away. 3 balls, no strikes. There's no room for him. He's going to have to throw a strike here. Snow knows it or he walks in the tying run. Big American flag out in right center field, gently blowing to the breeze on this Sunday evening. Here's the pitch. Outside corner. He was taken all the way for a strike. It's 3-1. Partly cloudy skies. It was mostly cloudy earlier today. Most of the rain has stayed down towards the Oklahoma City area today. The 3-1. And he walked him. So in comes Robertson to score. And it's a 2-2 ball game, and up comes Cale Testerman. So an RBI, bases loaded walk to Tegan Snow. Testerman struck out against Parker, and you can see that Williams has gone out to visit with Ty Parker. Halfway to the bump. Two-two tie here in the second inning. Testerman now the 7th East All-Stater to bat. Ty Parker comes set, ready for the pitch. Good breaking ball for a strike, and won the count. 13 batters in an inning and 2/3 officially of work today that Ty Parker has faced. Gave up a run, 6 batters in the first, 1 so far. And now 8 batters here in the second. The pitch. Low it away, 1 ball, 1 strike. You see anything that he's mechanically doing because he's missed a lot outside and low?
Yeah, it looks like he might be just kind of falling off a bit, just kind of yanking his pitches towards the end. Might be just maybe trying to throw a little too hard, trying to do a little too much.
1 ball, 1 strike. Ty Parker comes set, brings it home. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 1-2. Did you fall off when you made your 1 inning of collegiate pitching?
What are you talking about, 1 inning?
I thought you pitched 1 inning.
Pitched more than 1 inning.
Oh, I thought you came in one time in a mop-up role.
No.
I thought that's what you told me.
No. I went 3 years without making an appearance.
That's what it was. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The ball's off of Williams' glove. Here comes the run home. Wooten will score standing. Runners to second and third. It's 3-2 on a pass ball. Okay, you're right. You did not get to pitch until late. And then the coach apologized and said, I should have used you more.
That's more or less. Yeah.
Okay.
I told him every year that I was there, I was like, hey, by the way, I can pitch. I won't throw 90, but I'll get you innings. And
you got him innings.
Well, we were kind of, long story short, first week of
we don't need any long story short. We got plenty of time.
Well, first week of conference play my senior year, we had 5 guys. We had 3 guys get suspended and 2 guys kicked off the team, and all 5 pitchers. So we were a little desperate, and they brought in a senior infielder who hadn't thrown in 4 years, and ended up having him lead the team in appearances that year.
Cale Testerman goes down on a called third strike. The East scratch 2 across. They lead 3-2. We head to the third from David Allen here on Squirtle.
Day in and day out, you're committed. Every practice, every training, every game, every meet, you put in the work. Your fans may not see it, but you do. You have a story to tell, a personal brand, a career to launch, and an audience to connect with. Take control of your story with Athleon.co. You're doing the work. You deserve to benefit from it.
East River Roustabout, centrally located in Oklahoma, provides construction services specifically tailored for oilfield projects. Our team consists of highly skilled, experienced professionals who offer a wide range of services in construction, maintenance, and operations, focusing on both upstream and midstream sectors. With a combined 44 years of experience in pipeline and roustabout services, our team leads have a proven track record of success for major energy companies. So call the team at East River Roustabout today, 405-849-5156.
A one-stop shop for all of your livestock care needs. 81 Feed and Seed is conveniently located on Highway 81 in Enid and Medford. We have everything you need: feed and show supplements, veterinary supplies, livestock handling, tack and equipment, gardening supplies, and even a new pair of boots. 81 Feed and Seed, your trusted agricultural supplier.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and Mino. Sooner Plains Ag is honored to serve their member owners in their 4-county area for more than 100 years. Sooner Plains Ag, farmers helping farmers. It's that simple.
Brett Caldwell goes 2 innings as we welcome you back here to David Allen Memorial Ballpark. First pitching change of the night. Pete Goodson from Tushka comes in, and he will face Cade Varner, the right fielder, to lead things off here in the third, a 2-2 tie. First pitch is inside, 1 ball, no strikes. East tallying runs in the first and second. Both of the West runs came in the second inning off Brett Caldwell. Here's the 1-0. Linder into right field. That is sinking. It's down for a base hit. Quickly over to cut it off was Logan Smith. He did a good job to keep that ball from rolling into the corner and holding Varner to just a leadoff single. Here's Lane Greteman, Greteman, wearing number 35 on the back of the gray jersey, trimmed in gold. So the West coming right back at the East with a leadoff hit here in the third inning. Pete Goodson, Goodson, readies and delivers, and the pitch bounced foul towards the third base dugout for a strike. What a weekend to kick off our summer festivities here on Squirtle. Yesterday basketball, today baseball, football coming up in a couple of weeks. And comes the 0-1. Just missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Team camps for 7-on-7 coming up. Squirtle partnering with Oklahoma State one weekend to put together an event in Stillwater. Here's the 1-1. Good swing, and he fouls it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And then, as we talked earlier, new to the schedule here in 2024, volleyball, boys and girls basketball, and football in the OCA All-State games coming up next month. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first is Varner. Led the inning off with a single. There's a liner in the left field. It's down for a base hit. So Greteman just served that pitch and softly lines it into left. So back-to-back hits for Blaine Davis.
And again, just West Side not trying to do too much, just taking what they're given and just putting the ball in play and making things happen.
Blaine Davis out of Fort Cobb Broxton. What a year the Mustangs have had, but what a 4-year run. At one point, they held both the fall boys basketball and spring baseball championships. Of course, one of their own, Jackson Willits, the starting shortstop at the University of Oklahoma. His younger brother already is committed to the Sooners, and there's talk he may never even play collegiately. He may go high in the draft. Eli Willits would be a teammate of Blaine Davis. In comes Goodman's first pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Skip Johnson was telling him to get his GED the other day and clap out of his senior year and get to Norman for 1 year. 1 ball, no strikes. Big lead at second. Here's the pitch. This is away, 2-0 the count. The coaches of this one, the Small West, headed up by Blake Mounts of Cashin and Tim Hatter of Bohol, Orlando. Dak Simon is the Small East coach. He is from Tushka. The 2-0. Bouncing ball right side that'll advance the runners. Glove by Edwards, the second baseman who throws on to first. And that is out number 1. So good job of putting the ball in play by Davis. He made contact. He hit it to the right side, advanced the runners. And now Caden Manuel, the three-sport all-stater for Sealing, will come to the plate. First pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Caden played high school football and won a state championship this past fall, playing under his father, Gary, at Sealing. Takes low. 2 balls, no strikes. He was involved in the Classic Bowl last night in Woodward, and Caden Manuel was the most valuable player of that game. He's headed for Southern Nazarene. 2-0 pitch. Downstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. That gets a big nod for my partner sitting to my right. That school that my friend Zach was talking about that ran out of pitching was Southern Nazarene, and he had to bail him out. Here's the 3-0. 3-1. Caden thought that was a ball. Known Caden's dad, Gary, for a long time, dating back to his playing days at Northwestern. Ball swatted out of play on the first base side, 3-2. Gary, I believe, was an 8-man all-stater from Snyder, Oklahoma. Just a terrific football player and a really good guy. And what a storybook ending for Gary and his son, Caden, to win a state championship together. In comes the pitch. Liner foul. Really amazes me, Zach, at how seamless these guys make the transition, literally from one day to the next, one sport to the next.
Yeah, you can definitely tell which ones are staying on top of things in their time off. And, I mean, like you mentioned, this 3-sport athlete like this who had one all-star game last night, you can tell he's had plenty of motivation to stay in shape, and you can definitely tell he's paying off.
3-2 pitch, popped up into right field. Logan Smith fighting the sun, drifting towards foul territory, makes the running catch. Now the runner Varner is going to tag. There won't be a play at the plate as the ball sails over Douglas's head, but backed up by Goodson, so no advancement. And the game is tied at 3. It was a really good play in right field. Logan Smith was running out of room. He went near that concrete retaining wall, and he had to keep his concentration and still at the same time quickly make the ball transfer from his glove to his throwing hand to give him any shot at getting the tied run at home.
It was a good job of base running there as well for Varner. He was you could tell he and the third base coach did a great job of keeping him updated as well. He saw the ball going into that kind of iffy area right by the wall. He knew that it would take some time for the fielder to make that transition and gather himself. So definitely a good job there.
Here's the utility player, Hunter Gibson, up 1-0 in the count. Now make it 2 balls and no strikes. The Small West is batting 14 players, the final of which is Hunter Gibson. The leadoff hitter, Hunter Arnold, is on deck. There is 2 outs here with the third. Goodson has given up the lead here in inning number 3, and he falls behind 3-0. Gredeman was unable to advance, incidentally, on that foul out from second base. He remains there now with 2 outs. So this lineup bookended by Hunters, Arnold, and Gibson. 3-0 pitch. Low, and it's a walk. So first and second, and Arnold will bat for a second time. Hunter grounded short to first, back in the first inning. West has out-hit the East 4-3. East has committed the only error of the ball game, and we're tied at 3. A lot more offense early in this game than what we've seen in the previous 2. First pitch is a strike at the letters, 0-1 to Hunter Arnold. Told you he is bound for Redlands Community College in El Reno, not a far drive from his home community of Calumet. In comes the pitch. Swatted out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. See the score? Small East, Small West playing to a 3-3 tie here in the third. In comes the 0-2. Way outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we did speculate would happen, Ethan Douglas, who reached and then was lifted for a runner at first to get the catching gear on, is catching here in the third inning. Here's the 1-2. Fouled back, almost right at us, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arnold, left-handed hitting center fielder, has great speed, and Goodman's pitch. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brett Caldwell worked the first 2. Pete Goodson is working the third. The 2-2. Upstairs, 3 balls and 2 strikes. See, the shadows now have enveloped even the mound, so easier to hit this time of day than it was, and a called third strike. Arnold thought it was ball 4, and I did too. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 left for the West. We go to the bottom of the third and a 3-3 tie here on Squirtle.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company. Older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you. We've been around since 1901, proudly serving the communities of Northwest Oklahoma and Southern Kansas. We are making banking easy. Whether you're at home, in the office, or waiting for the next quarter to start, our online or mobile banking options help you to juggle busy schedules and financial needs. So stop by and see us at any of our locations in Alva, Burlington, Freedom, Enid, and Kiowa, Kansas. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Enabling local. Sidwell Distribution is a local business that loves supporting Northwest Oklahoma schools and businesses. We are here to service all of your concession stands, restaurants, food trucks, churches, and more. With candy, paper goods, fried food basics, and even local products, we will exceed your expectations with competitive pricing and excellent service.
When your business is agriculture, you want a bank behind you that doesn't cut and run at the first sign that there will be some tough times ahead. There are good years and there are always bad years. At Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, we're here for them all. Agriculture, it's the backbone of our local community. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're here for the long haul. If you're in agriculture, it's time to let Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma make your best even better. Contact a loan officer today. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the area's leading lender in agriculture.
New pitcher for the West squad is the winning pitcher from this year's Class B state championship game from Fort Cobb Broxton High School, Blaine Davis. We saw him have a plate appearance in the top half of the inning. He'll face Logan Smith to open up the bottom of the third inning. Submarine style pitcher, and the first pitch just misses, 1 ball, no strikes. Blaine Davis went out in style. Complete game 3 hit victory and a 2-1 win over Calumet to cement the Mustang State Championship on May 4th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Correction, it's no balls and 2 strikes. Blaine Davis rings it home, and he misses away 1-2. You might notice that he's not all the times at sidearm. That time he went 3 quarters.
Yeah, that's a lot of what I did as a pitcher. I wouldn't go sidearm as much as he does, but every so often I'd just throw that in just as a different look, just to kind of mess with people.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Logan Smith. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the third inning, a 3-3 game from Enid. Here's the pitch. Took something off of it and the called third strike. When you look up winner Blaine Davis is going to have his name right next to that definition. We told you he threw a three-hit complete game at Calumet, a 2-1 Fort Cobb-Broxton win on May 4th. How about this? He was 4-1 in state championship games in his career on the mound. First pitch is a strike to Dayton Forsyth, 0-1. These two have likely faced off at one point or another in their career. More than likely in the fall, called strike, 0-2 to Dayton Forsyth. Dayton this past season hit .391. Righty versus righty. Here's Davis's pitch. Fouled back. Forsyth finished with 4 home runs, drove in 28. Hit .391 with 7 doubles and 3 triples. He also stole 35 bases in the spring season. In comes the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dayton hit .391. Jackson Harris will be back next year for the Pirates. Hit a team best .384. Ethan Douglas, who's in this game, batted nearly .390 his final season. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dale had a terrific spring season. They knocked off a lot of big-name programs en route to a state semifinal appearance. Lost a tight one to Cashin. Swing and a miss. Forsyth went chasing, and Davis now has struck out the first 2 hitters here in the third. It's not real easy to do. Dayton strikes out just 22 times in the spring season. Here's Maddox Edwards, the second baseman. Maddox a single, strangled back of the first. Davis brings it home and misses down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. You can see the different slot angles in which Blaine Davis is working, the submarine style, the 3/4 slot. This time he drops down sidearm, a swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. 77 miles per hour, but he's very deceptive mixing up the deliveries, and he's a strike thrower. That's the key. You don't have to overpower people if you hit your spots. Here's the 1-1. Outside quarter for a strike. He did right there, and it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Davis against Edwards in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on one upstairs, and the hat trick for Blaine Davis out of the bullpen. 3 batters faced, 3 strikeouts. We've completed 3 in a 3-3 tie here for the OBCA All-State Small School game on Squirtle.
For more than a century, you have made St. Mary's your healthcare choice. It might be our dedication, compassion, and skill, or the personalized patient experience. Perhaps it is our award-winning, high-quality care. Whatever your reason, you trust St. Mary's will offer advanced technology and comprehensive care close to home. Learn more about our services at stmarysregional.com.
This is Game Time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time.
Second inning of work for Pete Goodson out of Tushka, Oklahoma. He'll face Tate Domi, then Dalton Belcher and Chance Acord in that order. First pitch downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Goodson in the third inning faced 6 batters, allowed 2 hits, a run, and walked 1. He also struck out a batter. Next pitch is popped up in the left side. This should be playable. Douglas running towards the on-deck circle, makes the catch. Good play by Ethan. And there's out number one. Here's Dalton Belcher, who was retired second to first back in the first inning. Blaine Davis, who we just saw strike the side out in the bottom of the third, is a Seminole State commitment. First pitch, this is away, 1 ball, no strikes. Called strike, 1-1 the count to Dalton Belcher. Two balls, one strike. Next pitch from Goodson, low and away, 3-1 the count. Chance Acord awaits on deck. Here's the 3-1. Lined up the right field side, but tailing foul. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fort Cobb Broxton won their third spring state championship in the last 4 years back on May 4th. They were dominant both offensively and defensively. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A good job by Goodson to come back after a deficit of 3-1 of the count to get the strikeout. Now it's up to Chance Acord. Cashin Wildcat. His head coach, Blake Mounts, is over in the third base coach's box, or actually the first base box. Cashin, as we told you earlier, had their best baseball season in program history. Fastball high, 1 ball, no strikes. They won 2 games and advanced into the championship game before losing to Oaktaha. Swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike. Goodson works quickly, brings it home. Fly ball, shallow center field. Out from second, camping underneath it. Edwards, he makes the catch, hitting over. So a 1-2-3 fourth inning for Pete Goodson. 3.5 of the books, a 3-3 tie from Enid at the OBCA All-State Games here on Squirtle.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief, these are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
Halfway home in the finale here from David Allen Memorial Ballpark, a 3-3 tie as Keegan Robertson steps in to face the right-hander Blaine Davis, who misses away. 1 ball, no strikes. We're talking to the last half inning. Fort Cobb Broxton has won 3 of the last 4 spring state titles. Davis, a big reason why. Ground ball to short. Up with it across to first is Bay, and there's one away. Dale Bellamy is the head coach out at Fort Cobb Broxton. He was hired by his alma mater back in 2011. He wanted simply to win a state championship for his alma mater. He remembers winning one as a player. Well, now he's won 7 state championships with the Mustangs. Blaine Davis again struck out 6 in the state championship win, 2-1 over Calumet. Fort Cobb Broxton finished the spring 24-6. They won their last 13 games by an average margin of 9 runs. Davis has faced 4, set down 4. Here is Morrison Wildcat Briggs Rowe. Nobody on, 1 out in the 4th. Davis drops down sidearm and gets his called strike at the belt buckle. Nothing to win the count. Three our score. When the bottom of the 4th inning, we'll play 7 here tonight. The 0-1. Little low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind continuing to blow in out of the south over the right field fence. Here's the 1-1. Hit off the end of the bat. Good pitch, and he missed it, and Briggs behind 1-2. Briggs Rowe, his first at bat today was a walk. Back in the 2nd inning, he was forced out on a bizarre play where everybody just froze on a little nubber back to the mound with the bases loaded. It was forced out 1-2 at home plate. Here's the 1-2 offering. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. How difficult is it, Zach, to change arm slots?
It definitely takes some practice. You definitely want to make sure that you're practicing enough on from both angles. It's takes some repetition to make sure you have that release point down. But I mean, some people can do a little bit. I mean, obviously he's made it his craft, obviously, because he does such a good job of it so regularly. But definitely takes some work.
Here's the 3-2. And he didn't mean to, but he went around. Called strike 3. Down goes Rowe. And 4 strikeouts of the 5 batters that Blaine Davis has faced. Here is Zach Mullen from Dewar. West has out-hit the East 4-3. Looking to win the final game of the 3 games today. Liner out to second base. Big hop over to first in time, and that's out number 2. Out number 3, excuse me. So Davis faces 3, retires 3. We go to the 5th inning in a 3-3 tie here on Squirtle.
What would you do if you only had one life to live? Well, that's kind of how this whole thing works. So bite off more than you can chew. Don't wait for someone else's green light. Go after what they say you can't. Oklahoma needs more doers, and doers don't wait. Get skilled, get paid. Oklahoma Career Tech.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options, lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Todd Miller, Zach Friesen back here with you from David Allen Memorial Ballpark. 4 complete in the books, a 3-3 tie. And Pete Goodson will begin his 3rd inning of work. He's retired 4 straight and 5 of the last 6 batters after giving up back-to-back singles that resulted in a run in the 3rd inning. Cade Trotter, who scored one of the 2 runs for the West back in the 2nd inning with a leadoff walk, will lead off. Visai Indian wearing the maroon and white tops. First pitch is a strike. 0-1 the count. Beautiful night for All-State baseball here in Enid. Into the handle and blooped out to center field. Or left field, very shallow. The shortstop tracking it. Stowe has it for out number 1. Trotter hit that ball off the handle of the bat and didn't really get much elevation. So 1 up, 1 down for Ty Parker. He has one of the 4 West hits today. Single back of the 2nd inning. Righty versus righty, and in comes the pitch, and a liner into left field for a base hit. So Ty Parker, who started the game, will get a no decision on the mound, now has a couple of hits. Here's Josh Bay, the Shattuck Indian. 2-run single back of the 2nd. That at the time gave the West a brief 2-1 lead. Each team with a crooked number. The East coming to the 2nd. The West in the top of that inning. Inside, 1 ball, no strikes to Josh Bay. There's the pitch. Called strike, 1-1 the count. Can see Bay kind of squats a little bit as that ball is coming in. Trying to shorten that strike zone, but.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy because typically they tell you not to move your head at all.
Liner into left field and caught on a sliding catch. Ball was sinking in a hurry, but a good play, and now 2 away. Keegan Robertson was in left. He now is in center field. The left fielder is Logan Smith. He started in right. Smith was the one that just made that catch. So Cade Williams, who started the night as the catcher, 0 for 1 with a strikeout, faces Goodson for the first time. Here's the pitch, sends him ducking, 1 ball, no strikes. So right now, the pitcher of record is Pete Goodson from Tushka on the mound. For the East, and Blaine Davis of Fort Cobb Broxton for the West. Throw over to first, diving back in safely is Ty Parker. I would think the OBCA would be very happy with this weekend.
Absolutely. They've had a great turnout for all 3 games and had entertaining games altogether. The first 2 games were run-run games. Right now we're in the 5th, and it's a tie ball game. So it's been a heck of a product out here. 1
ball, 1 strike. Fastball, lifted foul behind us. 1 ball, 1 strike. The smallest crowd is the game you would expect to be, and that was the 2nd, the large school game. But the first game between the Mid-East and Midwest was really a terrific crowd. This one has settled in nicely as well. A lot of the T-shirts are gone as well. Throw over to first, a little bit bigger lead, but Parker back in. I think it's safe to say that this game for the foreseeable future has found a home. The pitch goes behind Williams, who ducks. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, definitely think that this will be the plan moving forward. The City of Enid's done a great job. The ballpark's always in pristine shape. They found a great timing for it. Really no complaints having it up here.
2 balls, 1 strike. There goes Parker from first. The pitch is out. The throw by Douglas on line, but the shortstop didn't get there in time, but the play backed up by Edwards at second, and it's 3-1. Well, Ethan Douglas did exactly what a catcher's taught, throw it right at the bag. It's the middle infielder's responsibility to get over there and try to make a play, and they were both very slow to get over there and cover the throw. There's the 3-1 offering, and he walked him. So Goodson, who settled down nicely after allowing 3 of the first 5 hitters to reach in the 3rd, had retired 5 in a row before Parker, who's at second, had a single. Bay then flied out to left and a walk to Williams with 2 outs. Here's Luke Puffenbarger, the Lady Bison. Down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Mentioned yesterday, Luke was in Edmond playing in the OBCA Boys All-Star game. Swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike. There is, because both use OBCA, a little bit of confusion sometimes among common fans as to whether they're the same organization or not. They are not. This is the Oklahoma Baseball Coaches Association. The other is the Oklahoma Basketball Coaches Association. There goes the runner, throw down to third, not in time. Douglas did a good job to get a decent throw off because that ball was on the carpet. So a double steal. Parker goes to third, Williams to second. Hitters count 2-1 to Luke Puffenbarger.
Yeah, like you mentioned, that was a great job there. Just to, like you said, by Douglas, just to get the throw off. It was a great job to keep the ball in front of him, much less get the throw off.
2-1 pitch, misses low, 3 balls and a strike. Cade Varner has moved to the on-deck circle. He would bat next. Varner out of Crescent, Oklahoma. The 3-1. Slap foul down the left field line. A pretty good contact, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jaden Gould of Stickler was the most valuable player in the middle school game. Foul ball up the first base side, middle school size game. Three and two the count. In comes Goodson's pitch. Little Fister out to second base and caught to retire the side. Nothing comes of a 1-out single, a 2-out walk, 1 hit, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-3 our score here on Squirtle.
Are you out of high school and looking for a career? At Tulsa Tech, you can explore exciting opportunities in IT, aviation, automotive, manufacturing, visual arts, and more. And Tulsa Tech offers a tuition-free scholarship for adults 18 to 23 years old. That's what I said, free. It's called the Accelerating Independent Scholarship. It's like fast-tracking into a career you love, can make money in, and a career with a future. Find out more about Tulsa Tech's Accelerating Independent Scholarship at tulsatech.edu.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news! The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Welcome back here to downtown Enid, a Sunday evening, 3-3 our score. You see it there on the bottom left of your screen. Told you that Jaden Gould of Stigler won MVP honors in the first game today. Weston Thomas of Piedmont took home MVP honors in the large school game. And who will win it here in the final game? Ethan Douglas will lead off the bottom of the 5th. Wooten and then Weller, as Blaine Davis remains out there on the mound. Davis has faced 6, retired 6, striking out 4 of those. That would put him in strong contention, perhaps for MVP honors, should his team go on to win this game. First pitch to Ethan Douglas downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Righty versus righty brings home the pitch. Good breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. That started in on the hands and carved out a strike down the middle of the plate.
Yeah, and honestly, it did a good job not even catching the middle of the plate. It caught just right on the inside corner, inner third.
When 1 pitch popped up, that'll get out of play on the first base side. Look out near the spectators, and it's harmlessly hits the concourse area and bounds away. 1-2 the count to Douglas. We will play 7 full innings in this one. 1-2 pitch, misses inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Low it away, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out in the 5th inning. Davis delivers. Lifted foul again, so Douglas battling Davis here to open up the 5th inning. Around an hour and 15 minutes into this ball game. We're in the 5th, a 3-3 tie. And comes the 3-2 pitch. Misses high, a terrific at bat by Ethan Douglas. So he fouled off a couple of 2-strike pitches to keep the bat alive, and then he will trot down to first.
Yeah, that was a heck of an at-bat, and that final pitch, that was very close to being called a strike too, so an excellent job of watching it for Douglas, and just a quality AB.
Wooten to bat, listed as a catcher on the roster. Walk, run scored, and again, we're going to have a runner, Logan Smith, this time will come in and run for Douglas at first base. And that is simply to allow Ethan Douglas to get the catching gear on and in the fairness of moving this game along. Davis comes set, brings it home. Ball popped up and out of play first base side for a strike 0-1 the count. This game was scheduled to start at 6 o'clock. It was not quite an hour behind schedule, but to be honest with you, less than an hour off schedule, being the third of 3 games, is really good.
Yeah, and especially just there wasn't a lot of time allocated between the games anyway. So I mean, you were kind of planning on being a little bit behind anyway. So yeah, they've done a great job of keeping things moving in the right direction.
Smith drew a throw now on this pitch, breaks towards second. The ball popped up, sliced it into foul territory, a long run, and they will not get there. So it's no balls and 2 strikes. So Logan Smith drew a throw first over to the bag, and then got a look from Davis and broke on a hit and run, and Wooten popped it up, and the wind helped push it away from the defenders. Nothing to 2 the count. Davis was ready to go to work. The home plate umpire was tossing the ball out of play over to the first base dugout. Now we're ready to resume play. In comes the 0-2. Smothered by the catcher. Good job that time by Manuel, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Both teams wearing their respective school uniforms. The only difference is the West has the OBCA red All-State caps, the East squad wearing the blue All-State caps. Pitch called a strike, throw down to second on line, but dropped by Bay. Nearly a strike him out, throw him out, double play, and now 1 away with the runner at second. So Davin Weller will be the batter. Logan Smith running for Douglas, able to steal second. And his strikeout number 5 for Blaine Davis in this contest. Davis ready. The bunt is down. Davis will field to have 1 play to first in time. So it is a 1-3 sacrifice, and the go-ahead run stands 90 feet away at third for Tegan Snow in the top of the order. Why not move the go-ahead run just 90 feet away when Snow was at the plate. Reached twice, a single, a run scored, 2 stolen bases, a walk, and an RBI. Down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. I have to correct myself. That pitch is lifted foul and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. I've been calling Tegan Snow. That's what they had written on the lineup card. His last name is Tegan Simon, S-I-M-O-N. So my apologies to Tegan, but that's what the coaches had written on the lineup sheet. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tegan Simon. Runner at third, 2 out here in the 5th. In comes the pitch. Called strike, and it's 1-2. They're about to get underway in Norman, the elimination game between Oklahoma and UConn in the Norman Regional. Sooners held on to beat Duke today 4-3. Brendan Girton from Shattuck, Oklahoma is the starter. Chopper out to second. Easy play over to first in time. Simon is retired, and a runner stranded at third. 1 walk, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the inning. A 3-3 tie for the small school all-state game from Enid on Squirtle.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Day in and day out, you're committed. Every practice, every training, every game, every meet, you put in the work. Your fans may not see it, but you do. You have a story to tell, a personal brand, a career to launch, and an audience to connect with. Take control of your story with Athleon.co. You're doing the work. You deserve to benefit from it.
East River Roustabout, centrally located in Oklahoma, provides construction services specifically tailored for oilfield projects. Our team consists of highly skilled, experienced professionals who offer a wide range of services in construction, maintenance, and operations, focusing on both upstream and midstream sectors. With a combined 44 years of experience in pipeline and roustabout services, our team leads have a proven track record of success for major energy companies. So call the team at East River Roustabout today, 405-849-5156.
A one-stop shop for all of your livestock care needs. 81 Feed and Seed is conveniently located on Highway 81 in Enid and Medford. We have everything you need: feed and show supplements, veterinary supplies, livestock handling, tack and equipment, gardening supplies, and even a new pair of boots. 81 Feed and Seed, your trusted agricultural supplier.
Third pitch of the afternoon for the East comes from Worcester, Landon Donahoe. He'll face Cade Varner of Crescent to open up the 6th inning. And the first pitch for the right-hander is a strike, 0-1. Donahoe, D-A-N-A-H-O, again from Worcester, a perennial small school power, both in the fall and spring seasons. Had to run to the state basketball tournament a couple of years ago. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cade Varner today has singled, has scored a run. That was the only run permitted by Pete Goodson in 3 innings. Called strike on the outside corner, 1-2. 1 run, 3 hits permitted by Goodson, who struck out just 2 batters. And he walked 2. Foul ball off the pole of the backstop and back towards the field of play. West has out-hit the East 5-3. In comes the pitch. Hit pretty well into center field. The wind will knock that down, though. The center fielder was there and makes the catch. And that is out number 1. Are you a little surprised, Zach, this is a 3-3 game? I thought the East might have the upper hand of this one.
Yeah, coming in, you think that they might have the upper hand, but honestly, I'm surprised that the West isn't further ahead because it feels like they've played better so far. Just really walks have been what's kept this game close for the East.
I agree with you. Here's Lane Gredeman, who takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1 the count. Blaine Davis would bat next. Davis has been dynamic on the mound today. Here's the 0-1. Fastball high, 1 ball, 1 strike. No score from Norman between UConn and Oklahoma. Sooners must win to play again on Monday. Here's the 1-1. Down and in, 2 balls and 1 strike. That train that started for the intersection, then backed up, now has come back through again. It's stalled and maybe starting to move again beyond the left field fence. 3 balls and 1 strike. Guess I'm not familiar enough with what goes on here in Enid, why they have trouble when these trains come through. But Adam said earlier it's kind of a usual thing and where they go forward and then back up. Here's the 3-1. Ball 4. So a 1-out walk. Here's Blaine Davis. You ever have a train set as a kid?
Yeah. Not a really big one. Just kind of a basic one.
I had a very nice one at one point, and at some point you get bored and you start tearing things up, and then you end up giving it away. I would give anything to have had that HO train set back.
My dad had a nice one. I think he actually still has it.
Ground ball to third. They look to second. Now throw to first. They won't get the lead runner, but they record the out. Davis is retired 5-3. And now with 2 away, here's the catcher, Caden Manuel. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Been a long day for our Squirtle crew here in Enid. Camden and Ella just returning from a trip to Florida. Wonder if they got a good night's sleep last night. Didn't get in until 2:30 yesterday. And they were working basketball. Here's the first pitch. Fly ball into left field. Wind is pushing it, but they track it. And underneath it is Smith to make the catch and retire the side. 1-out walk, stranded. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still tied at 3 here on Squirtle.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and Mino. Sooner Plains Ag is honored to serve their member owners in their 4-county area for more than 100 years. Sooner Plains Ag, farmers helping farmers. It's that simple.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company. Older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you. We've been around since 1901, proudly serving the communities of Northwest Oklahoma and Southern Kansas. We are making banking easy. Whether you're at home, in the office, or waiting for the next quarter to start, our online or mobile banking options help you to juggle busy schedules and financial needs. So stop by and see us at any of our locations in Alva, Burlington, Freedom, Enid, and Kiowa, Kansas. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Enabling local. Sidwell Distribution is a local business that loves supporting Northwest Oklahoma schools and businesses. We are here to service all of your concession stands, restaurants, food trucks, churches, and more. With candy, paper goods, fried food basics, and even local products, we will exceed your expectations with competitive pricing and excellent service.
When your business is agriculture, you want a bank behind you that doesn't cut and run at the first sign that there will be some tough times ahead. There are good years and there are always bad years. At Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, we're here for them all. Agriculture, it's the backbone of our local community. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're here for the long haul. If you're in agriculture, it's time to let Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma make your best even better. Contact a loan officer today. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the area's leading lender in agriculture.
Chance Acord from Cashin will take over here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the West squad. He will face 2, 3, and 4, starting with Cale Testerman. Chance Acord was the anchor of the Wildcat staff, we told you, that went to the state championship game in Class 2A. Acord was the winner in their semifinal victory over Dale. He will hit around 90 with his fastball. Very lively arm. Acord winds and brings home the first pitch of the sixth. It's upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Chance Acord actually began his high school career at Class B Davenport. Fastball upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. He then left Davenport, went to Cashion, played football as a junior at Cashion and baseball as a junior. Played his senior year in football at Stillwater High School and then went back to Cashion to graduate and finish up his baseball career. 3 balls and no strikes. Acord brings it home, and he walked him in 4 pitches. So a leadoff walk here in the 6th inning brings us to Logan Smith, who started the game in right, now is in left field. Logan has an RBI groundout that came in the first to give the East a 1-0 lead. He struck out looking his last time up in the 3rd. First pitch from Acord is away, 1 ball, no strikes. 91 to the gun there, and Acord just right now just rearing back and throwing real hard. He's yet to find the strike zone, 5 straight out.
Yeah, you can really see him just reaching back and trying to just blow it by people. I think his arm might be trailing back a little bit, missing high quite a bit, up and away.
Acord comes set at the belt. Now brings it home. Another fastball high, 92 that time. And it's 2 balls, no strikes. (6'1", 180 pounds, from 8-man to 6A2, with a stop and then a return to Class A/2A Cashion. Two balls, no strikes. Another throw over to first, so he is somewhat preoccupied with Testerman, the base runner, carrying the go-ahead run here in the 6th. It's like that train's finally going to get through the intersection. Called strike, and it's 2-1. So Acord was having problems throwing strikes. He gets one to the zone. The train having trouble getting across the street finally does so. We're on the up and up here at David Allen. Here's the 2-1. It's upstairs, 3 balls and 1 strike. Next pitch downstairs, and it's ball 4, so a couple of walks. 2 on, nobody out, and here comes Dayton Forsyth. This will be a rematch of the Class 2A state semifinals, Acord against Forsyth. Cashion, a football school, beat 2 non-football schools in the 2A state tournament to get to the finals. Here's Acord's first pitch to Dayton, a strike, 0-1 the count. They beat Latta in the quarterfinals, knocked off Dale in the semifinals, lost to another non-football 2A school, Oklahoma, in the championship game. Here's the 0-1. Low it away, 1 ball, 1 strike. This likely could be the very final at bat for Dayton Forsyth in his baseball career. 2 on, nobody out in the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Popped up, slicing down the right field line. That's going to get out of play. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chance Acord, A-C-O-R-D, will play baseball next year at Cali County. Cali has really raided the small school and mid-sized school ranks here in the Sooner State. In comes the 1-2. Fastball away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Junior College Division II World Series just finished up here at David Allen last night. LSU Eunice beating Brunswick. 5th title in 12 years, 3-2 the count. There was not an Oklahoma school in the field this year. NOC Tonkawa advanced the farthest of anybody, losing the region championship game to South Ark, and they went on to win the region championship and went 1-2 here in the World Series. The 3-2. Lined up the right field side and tailing foul. Chance Acorn against Dale really worked a great Houdini act. He worked against the Pirates with the bases loaded and nobody out. Swing and a miss. So Forsythe has struck out twice and walked, and now one away here in the sixth for Maddox Edwards. Acord went 6 2/3 of that semifinal win over Dale, striking out 8. He drove in a run for the Wildcats of that victory, 2-1. Maddox Edwards today is singled and struck out swinging. And the pitch, outside quarter strike, 0-1. Acord in that 6 2/3 against Dale in the semifinals on May 3rd through 123 pitches. 1 ball, 1 strike. That is a lot for a high score. One ball, 1 strike. And he brings home the pitch. Downstairs, 2-1 to count. The Houdini act came in the 5th inning. Dale would load to the bases, nobody out. Acord got a force play at home, struck out the next 2 batters to get out of the jam. And boy, that is huge in a 2-1 ball game. Out goes Caden Manuel to visit with Acord.
Might need to replicate that here in this half inning.
Walked the first 2 batters. In fact, to the first 2 hitters, only threw 1 strike. Among the first 9 pitches, he went full to Forsythe, struck him out. Now is behind 2 balls and a strike here to Maddox Edwards. Lights have not completely taken effect yet here at the ballpark, and a called strike. That's strike 2. That was some pretty good placement of the black of the plate away.
Yeah, had a little bit of tailing action as well. That was really good placement.
UConn leading Oklahoma 2-0 down in Norman. There's a wild pitch to the backstop. Over to third goes Testerman and Smith to second. So the East with a big-time scoring opportunity in the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Acord does not have the pressure on him that he had back on May 3rd of the semifinals, but he needs to dig deep here and try to put up a 0 on the scoreboard heading to the 7th inning. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Huge strikeout. Tenth strikeout for the East pitching staff today. Second for Acord. 10 strikeouts between the starter Caldwell, the relievers Goodson, Acord, and 2 other relievers. Ground ball to second. It's through the glove and into right field. 2 runs are going to score. Throw comes home. Taking second is going to be Robertson, and it's a 5-3 East lead. Both runs unearned off Chance Acord. That ball was tailor-made right at the second baseman, Dalton Belcher.
Yeah, I was a little worried whenever he didn't come charge that ball because it looked like it was going to get to him right where the cutoff from the turf meets the grass, and just you never know what kind of tricks that can play on. It looks like it just stayed down whenever he's anticipating a hop.
Here's Briggs Rowe. Chance to pick up some more insurance here in this 6th inning. A 5-3 lead for the East. Acord brings it home. A swing and a miss for a strike, 0-1. Whether it's for fun or for a trophy, it's frustrating for a pitcher to get the out pitch and you're still out there and not in the dugout. The 0-1 offering. Fastball away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pop up and out of play on the first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Acord now has faced 6 batters. He's retired 2. 2 have scored here in the 6th. Now time is called as Rowe back out of the batter's box. One ball, 2 strikes. In comes the pitch. A liner down into right field. That's going to roll deep all the way to the wall. Rudd score. Robertson rounds third, walks home. Digging for third base is Briggs Rowe, and the throw will not even be in time. And it's now a 6-3 lead. And now Rowe is going to come home. The throw is high, and he will score. So they got a little bit sloppy in the infield, Zach, and Briggs Rowe said, I'll go ahead and score, thank you. And after they'd thrown the ball around, the ball coming home was high.
Yeah, I might see that after an error, then an extra base hit to really put the team in a big deficit, just kind of get lackadaisical, to kind of lose focus, and that's what cost them.
Here's Zach Mullen. First pitch is down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. We may be seeing Zach in a couple of weeks in the 8-man All-Star football game in Miami. Pitch is out of play, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Acord has given up 4 runs, none of which have been earned here in this 6th inning. And the East is poised to take all 3 games of the All-State doubleheader here at David Allen Memorial this weekend. Acord gets the side, now brings home the pitch. Downstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1. Swatted and popped up first base side. Giving chase is the first baseman Trotter, who reaches into the dugout, pulls it back. Great play by Trotter to retire the side. 4 score, and we go to the 7th. 7-3 East over the West of the OBCA All-State Games here on Squirtle.
For more than a century, you have made St. Mary's your healthcare choice. It might be our dedication, compassion, and skill, or the personalized patient experience. Perhaps it is our award-winning, high-quality care. Whatever your reason, you trust St. Mary's will offer advanced technology and comprehensive care close to home. Learn more about our services at stmarysregional.com.
Who won the earlier game? 7-3 as we welcome you back here to David Allen Memorial Ballpark. East with 4 unearned runs to the bottom of the 6th inning. Hunter Gibson will lead off, and then back to the top of the order with Hunter Arnold and Tate Domingue. Landon Donahoe to finish this game up on the mound for the East. They only have 1 error, Zach, up there on the board, but there should have been 2, as the second was a lackadaisical play after a triple by Briggs Rowe.
Yeah, when Rowe came in and scored, he may have beaten the throw, even if it was on target, but definitely took advantage of a mental error at the very least.
No balls, 2 strikes. So Donahoe, who faced 4, retired 3, gave up a walk to Gredeman with one out back of the 6th, quickly ahead of the utility player, Hunter Gibson. He winds and brings home the pitch upstairs, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. We will be announcing our player of the game and wrap it up after the final out of this one. 1-2 pitch. Grounded up the middle. Knocked down by Donahoe. He'll run to first. Underhand the toss, so there's one away. That ball was headed for center field, the leadoff single.
Yes,
Donahoe got a glove down and was able to knock it down cleanly.
Yeah, good reaction time there by Donahoe. That was not an easy play, but he did a good job of getting a hold of it as it was going by.
Here's Hunter Arnold, who has struck out and grounded out today. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher, and a strike away, 0-1 the count. Landon Donahoe out of Worcester, Oklahoma. Here's the pitch. Low it away, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. And he throws that one to the backstop. 2 balls and 1 strike. That did not come out of his hand cleanly. Seven, 4-1 for the East. Small West 3-5-2. In comes the pitch. It's downstairs. 3 balls and a strike. I think the scoreboard operator and the PA guy next door is checked out. I haven't heard him for a while, and the scoreboard is behind. Here's the 3-1. Ball 4. So 1 out, walk, and Tate Domi, who was looking for his first hit today, comes to the bat. Laverne put together a very solid season. Class A baseball. Donahoe checks the runner at first. Now he goes. The pitch is downstairs. There'll be no throw. So Arnold, with good speed, was going to beat that one way or the other, but the pitch was tough to handle, and now a runner at second. Here's the 1-0. Almost hit him. He spins out of the way. 2 balls, no strikes. So the 3 pitchers that the East had on the lineup card, Caldwell, Goodson, and Donahoe, all have pitched in this ball game. 3-0. So he's now missed with 7 of the last 8 out of the strike zone. Here's the 3-0. In there for a strike, 3-1 the count.
Something you see every day, a 3-0 breaking pitch, which, I mean, fastball hasn't been in the zone so far in this at-bat, so might as well go with something different.
Donahoe pitching to his battery mate in high school, Tucker Wooten, called strike 3-2. Top of the 7th inning. Here's the payoff pitch. Hit right at the third baseman and past him. Down into the left field corner. A run will score. Dome digs for second, and he is going to settle for a double. He made a wide turn, but very wisely scurries back in, and it's a 7-4 ball game. So that 1-out walk has come back to roost here in the 7th inning from Landon Donahoe. And Dalton Belcher, the number 3 hitter in the lineup, walking to the plate. That ball was really scorched past the third baseman. Diving just to his right, couldn't quite get the glove down. First pitch to Belcher is a strike, 0-1 the count.
The East wins Briggs Row from Morrison. Yeah.
Here's the 0-1. Downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Runner at second, 1 in, 1 out. Inning number 7. Here's the 1-1 called strike. Good 75-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Advantage Landon Donahoe. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball right side. They'll get it to first in time for the out. Over to third base goes Dome. And now there is 2 down. Maddox Edwards moving wide to his left to catch up to that ball about a step and a half of the outfield grass. Here's Chance Acord. 0 for 3, a couple of ground outs to second and a strikeout swinging. Here's the pitch, threw it behind him. No advancement for the runner at third, 1 ball, no strikes. Acord actually is grounded to short and popped out to second. I just gave you Dalton Belcher's line. Acord out of the cleanup spot, 0 for 2 today. Good look at Acord there as he readies for this at bat. Works with the advantage to his credit. And a chopper foul on the third base side. Counts 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one the count. In comes the pitch. Hit pretty well into center field, but that will do it. As the catch is made and the 7th inning comes to a close. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 left. They'll bat in the bottom of the 7th, but the East has swept all 3 games today here at David Allen Memorial Ballpark. 7-4 our score here on Squirtle.
This is Game Time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief, these are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com. Are you looking?
Ethan Douglas to bat the bottom of the 7th inning, swings and misses at a high fastball, 0-1 the count. There was a little bit of indecisiveness as to whether they would play the bottom of the 7th inning. They played all 7 innings each of the first 2 games. They do here in the finale, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I say that because the East thought they had won the game. They have the board, but they were ready to shake hands. And the West went ahead and took the field. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Lined it out of play up the right field side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Douglas takes high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Acord, like so many of these pitchers, ready to go to work once that ball comes back for the catcher. The 2-2. Called third strike. Got him with an 82-mile-per-hour pitch at the letters. And Douglas is hitless in his all-state appearance. Here is Tucker Wooten. Tucker from Worcester has walked and been called out on a third strike. First pitch is inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Zach, I think you've made your decision of the player of the game.
Yep. Have it nailed down. We're gonna leave the listeners hanging in the balance until we announce it for the players on the field.
Ground ball to second, gobbled up and thrown to first, so there's 2 outs. I tell you, it'll be a player for the East.
One would assume.
Davin Weller will be the last hope here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tell you, a guy that certainly could have been a case in a losing effort was Blaine Davis. He was sensational today in relief, swinging a miss and a slider. No balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, Davis did do a great job today, facing 1 over the minimum, striking out 5, didn't allow a hit. That was definitely did a great job out of the pen today.
In comes the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike in the game, down to a final pitch. Nothing to the count. Nobody on, 2 out here for the 7th inning. Acord brings home the pitch. And a called 3rd strike on the inside corner. That was an umpire that's ready to go home. Weller scooted off the plate, and he rung him up. So a 1-2-3 7th for Acord. Final score 7-4. East of the Small West game defeats the West. And we're back after this on Squirtle.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580.
Let's go! Congratulations, Briggs, for your accomplishment tonight. Everybody, hope you had a great time tonight. And please, drive home safely. Hope to see you next time.
What would you do if you only had one life to live? Well, that's kind of how this whole thing works. So bite off more than you can chew. Don't wait for someone else's green light. Go after what they say you can't. Oklahoma needs more doers, and doers don't wait. Get skilled, get paid. Oklahoma Career Tech.
Welcome back here to David Allen Memorial Ballpark. Todd Miller and Zach Friesen. There you see the final score here in the final game of the day. It's a 3-0 Sunday here on Squirtle for the East squad. Small East beats the Small West 7-4. Zach, it's been a pleasure. And tell you what, a lot of good talent, a lot of good baseball out there on the field today.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure getting to come up here and call the game with you, Todd. Had a great day. Saw some great games. And all around, it's been a fantastic weekend for the state of Oklahoma and the sport of baseball.
All right, we appreciate your help today, Zach, as well as that of Ella, Camden, and Toby, and the entire Squirtle crew that has made this one possible. Final time, I'm Todd Miller from Enid.